Hi, I'm Sarah Kolis, and this is my studio. We're going to get started. I'm going to give you a tour of the full space. So I started my business in 2012. We've been in this space for almost 2 years now. I've been wanting to do this grand tour video for a long time now, so I'm ready to do that now before the big 2026 bridal season. Come on in. Okay, cool. So this is the studio. This is the perspective you come on in when you're coming to work with me on your wedding dress. I do lots and lots of services. I'm sure you've heard about it if you're watching this video by now, but the bread and butter, especially during the busy season, is wedding dress alterations. So brides will buy their dress from a bridal shop and then bring it to me so I can alter it to fit perfectly. Before I get too far into the video, I do want to let everyone know that on YouTube there is a video about the studio before we actually completed this project. So it's kind of like mid-renovation. It was welcome to the studio, something like that. The cover photo is like, a raw garage essentially. So you can look for it that way. Maybe we'll also put that in the video notes so you can look there as well. But I went through and talked a lot about the studio in that video, and a lot of what I talked about came fully to life. So I planned on putting a little bistro table here with 2 chairs on either side. So there we have it. This is kind of like one little waiting spot for when the brides come in, and I might be busy with another bride, so they might take a seat here. I also record podcast episodes here. And then if you come around the corner, you have what we call the coffee bar, but it's really just like a full beverage bar. So you've got pop and water and all of the things in here. And then you can help yourself to coffee here. So if I'm not verbally offering for you to grab a drink, just know that this is here and you are welcome to anything. Whoever you may be coming to the studio, you can grab a drink. This is the little water faucet that we have here, so we can fill up like our water bottles and just grab ourselves a glass of water, because obviously we don't have a full kitchen here, but it is kind of nice just to have the water. Anywhere you see a window that opens, that was originally here. This was a raw garage originally, so we added in windows, added in this giant window. Jamil convinced me to go bigger with that, which was an easy task because I will say yes to windows all day, every day. This piece of artwork my mom drew in high school. It's a pencil drawing. I grew up with this in my childhood home, and I remember like staring at it super close and just seeing all the little details. So when people ask me, did your mom teach you how to sew? I would say no, but she's clearly creative and artistic, so I got that from her. And the little chandelier, I talked about that in my previous YouTube video about this. It looks extra cute at night. And then here is the door, like I said, so added that. That used to be a big garage door. And then I want to kind of show off some things here. Oh, the magazines, help yourself. If you are here in the studio, you can absolutely take a magazine for free. They truly are just for fun. They're a fun little read, and I want you to take them. I just want to show off these little purses here because these are going to be leaving me soon. They are for a bride and her sister, made from their mom's wedding dress. You see the little danglies here. This was like the poof sleeve on her wedding dress. So like one poof sleeve here, one poof sleeve here. They're super cute. Look at that. Adorable. So I'm just showing off kind of some of the things that we make around here. And I got a embroidery machine last year. So kind of just showing off some of those products. Embroideries on veils are popular, sashes. I always have these mannequins just dressed up, and they move around the studio a little bit. And I'm often showing off dresses that are either mine or my sister's dresses. I have 3 sisters, because clearly anything I make goes out the door. So what you see left is typically dresses of mine and or my sister's. So let's zoom in here for a quick second. This was a bridesmaid dress I wore to my sister's wedding. And then this is just like a storage room. I suppose you could show that off real quick, but it's like not that exciting. But it's good to have. Okay, and then making our way into the main space here. So this is the main space. This is typically where people are waiting for their fittings, or the family might be sitting here while the bride's getting dressed in the fitting room. This is exactly how I envisioned it. The coffee table, the couch, and the 2 chairs behind me. The chandelier, people ask about this all the time. It is Anthropology. This is the first thing I bought for the studio. I bought this on Black Friday, and we didn't start renovating until after Christmas. But it was on sale, and I'm like, you know what, this is going to ground the space, which it did. And then you can see the ceiling medallion on the ceiling there. Around the coffee table, you get like examples of some of the things we do, like these holiday ornaments, scrunchies, business cards, all the things, snacks. Help yourself to snacks all the time. Little books of various dresses I've made. If I have it in a photo book, it means I made the dress from scratch. So those are kind of fun to look at. We have our super fake fireplace. I remember talking about this in the last video. Here it is all completed, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. There is no fire, no safety issues. We are not having flames in this space, okay? Period. Not happening. Got our electric candles, and we love it. A lot of the photos you're gonna see up here are from mine and my sister's weddings. So my wedding, Angela's wedding, Melissa's wedding. I like estate sale shopping. So like some of the decor in the studio is from estate sales, like this lamp. I love that. Okay, and then just like another mannequin, Angela wore this to her bachelorette party. I made this dress. I want to show the bathroom. This is super cute. So I talked about in the last video getting this pink quartz countertop. So it is a pink quartz, but it's actually an epoxy. Over here, Mom. Pink quartz. I got this on Etsy because I went to like 5 different stone places locally and nobody had pink. They would show me something like slightly red or beige. And I said, I want pink. And this is pink. So I worked with a guy from India via Etsy and he made this. So that's kind of awesome. And then the bathroom is super cute. We just hung up some of the decor in here. So I have like all these picture frames. I'm planning on doing a little bit more. And then I just want you to look up and really show off that molding. Super cute. Little bows. Got a cute, girly pink bathroom. There's really not room for 2 people in here, I do have to say. I hope you're not zooming in too close. This is the same sink that's in the Shinola Bedrock Suite powder bathroom. And I wrote it down when I first saw it because I said, that's going to be in my studio someday. So voila, there it is. It works. Okay. I just like having a second sink out here because when people are doing like hair and makeup, they're not taking up the bathroom. I've learned that from experience. People like to talk about my backyard. It's amazing. I love it. It's like a petting zoo out there. We get a lot of deer that come through here, turkey. It's like really fun to just watch it all happen. Right now, it's kind of a little drabby because it is the beginning of the spring. It is so beautiful in the summer. It is so beautiful in the winter. But I want to get this video done before the season really picks up. And then we're going to come on in here. And this is, I guess I call it like the yellow room or the tulip room. There's a photo of my parents over there. This is a fitting room. And my mom loves yellow tulips. That's her favorite flower. So I had this custom wallpaper made. And this room is dedicated to her, AKA our videographer right now. I love you. I love you too. Okay, this is just a utility closet. Nothing exciting, but I do just want to show people. I don't want people to think there's no other access into that room. So this is private. I have a glass door because there's a window in there that was in here originally and has the most beautiful afternoon sun. So this kind of like lights up a little bit. You know, I have to have my window moment any chance we can get. And I think that's kind of it for this room. Got the mirror here. So then we've got our storage room here. And then this is our main fitting room. So come on in. This is where majority of the brides come to. When I'm in the busy season, I kind of go back and forth between the 2 fitting rooms. A nice big window. I didn't decorate greatly in here because overall I want to keep it a very white look, just so when you're wearing your wedding dress, you're not seeing colors bouncing off of your white wedding dress. But I do want to decorate a little bit more as time goes on. Anthropologie mirror, very heavy. Don't ever buy it unless you're in your forever home. So yeah, this is where the brides come to get dressed. Okay, so that's good. We have hooks everywhere. They're the best thing ever. And then coming out here, I have this little like space here with a bunch of goodies. I'm just going to run through them quickly because I know I've talked about them a lot, but people ask about them all the time when they're here in the studio. So scrunchies here. This is a replica of my wedding dress that I made for myself and my 2 sisters' wedding dresses that I also made for them. This one was for like a short, fat little stuffed animal elephant. Detachable train, just like her dress was. And then this was Melissa's, a replica of her dress for her teddy bear, because why not? And then the bedsheet dress bow, you might have seen this one before, Target bed sheets. I made a gown out of that, kind of went viral. And then purse options. Purses have been really popular lately, like out of the scraps from your wedding dress or your mom's wedding dress. This one was actually Angela's wedding dress itself. Down here, I just want to show these off. We've got these needlepoint pillows that my mom does. This one was from my wedding. This was a gift to us that we used as our ring bearer pillows. So this one was from Melissa's wedding. This was from my wedding. This is just an example of like a cheaper version that I can do that doesn't take as much time as the needlepoint. Vendor recommendations. If you're a wedding vendor and you want to send me some business cards, let me know. I will add business cards there. Oh, I want to show off one more thing in this fitting room. There's a book in here that people sign from their fittings. It's kind of just like a guest book, so feel free to do that if you're in the studio. There was a garage door right here, actually, so we added this door, added all the windows that you see. Again, more various dresses around the studio. We do christening gowns made from like mom's wedding dress or your own wedding dress. That's just an example there. We do work with a lot of vintage dresses too. So we get donations and or taking your mom or grandma's wedding dress and changing them up or using them in different ways. The first floor is where all the clients are, the brides, everyone that comes to the studio. And then we get all of our work done upstairs. You can come on over this way and I'm going to give you a tour of the upstairs. This is Melissa's wedding day on this staircase, right when it was complete. All right, come on up. So I decided to do the pink carpet just so we're not slipping and falling on these stairs. And we just went really girly with all the colors in the studio because it's pretty much women only. Okay, so then once we reach the top of the stairs here, I have this desk here. So that's kind of just like a little tucked in desk moment. And then we've got our little alcoves of windows. There's 3 of them across here. This is another fitting room here. This I like to call like the VIP fitting room. Also just a kind of a good storage spot if I'm working on a custom wedding dress and I just want to seclude it in its own area. I have plenty of space here to like set up a mannequin and work on the dress in here all by itself. This fitting room was used a lot while I was making Angela's wedding dresses, my sister. And then before that, Melissa on her wedding day, you can actually see photos here. Her wedding dress before we put this mirror up was hanging right here. She loves the color pink, so that was kind of perfect. And I want you to zoom in on these photos too, because this is this fitting room. This is on Angela's wedding day. So you can just kind of see that there. So yeah, so this is just kind of like the fun and pretty fitting room. It's not that important.
Yeah, you stole it from my house.
I did take that from my parents' house. And then this, I've talked about a million times, but this is from an estate sale in Northville. An estate sale that I realized that my best friend growing up, her little sister, bought that house. And I showed her that I wanted to buy this couch at the estate sale. And she said, ugh, yeah, get rid of it. Thanks, Isabella. I'm not offended, actually. All right. And then look how pretty this is. Like, look at that sunlight coming in. It's great. So then we get into the actual work area very soon now. So this is where we spend most of our hours, is up here. So this is Erin's sewing table. This is where she gets all of her work done. We met working at David's Bridal. This machine is actually from David's Bridal when they were getting rid of it. So it's a very full circle moment. So up here, we have our skylight moment. Because why not? We have these ceilings, so I thought it would be nice to utilize them for a skylight. Okay, here's some of our sewing supplies. And then this is where we iron. And then this is where I typically sew. This is my sewing machine. I won this in 2015 in a Project Runway-like competition. So I use it every day. It's been working really well. It's great. The Baby Lock Aria. So we've got these really big windows in front of the sewing machines. That's kind of fun. So, oh, Mom, there's a deer right there. No, there's 2 right here. So then this is the cutting table. This is where we cut out all the custom dresses or custom sleeves for wedding dresses or whatever needs to happen here. Right now I am working on a dress for my little sister Melissa, who's pregnant, her baby shower dress. So it will be maternity. I'm just kind of in the very beginning stages of it. This is my embroidery machine. This thing is amazing. I was just embroidering someone's wedding date on something. So that's kind of fun. And then we start to just get into a little bit of storage. So I've got all my fun fabrics in here, everything colorful. I have a lot of vintage floral fabrics that I'm obsessed with and will probably never cut into, but the idea is there, the concept's there, the fabric's ready to be cut. So I want to show off this a little bit, just like various things I'm working on, but look at these. I finally found my original labels. This was from when I was a kid. This is when I was an older kid. That's when I became an adult. Now this is now. I can see my different business cards too. And then this is the white fabric storage. So I got all the bridal fabrics. They're kind of overflowing right now. So I have like this couch. This is for people that come to visit me while I'm sewing, like my family. If you're watching this, come on over and sit with me. I've got this little hanging closet here. This is kind of just nice to have. It ends up being a lot of dresses from my sister's weddings, just various things. This is my sewing space. Lots of supplies. This is where we get a lot of work done. I can see out that beautiful window. This is where I spend a lot of my time during the busy season. Okay, so let's head back downstairs and we'll finish up. I go up and down these stairs all day, every day. This is how I get my workout in. Yeah. Lots of stairs, very tall ceilings. Lots of dresses going up and down all the time. I just want to make sure I really mention about my dad. He did the electrical work in this whole studio. He's a certified electrician. So him and I together, we like measured all of the lights, figured out where everything was going to go, as lighting is very important and bridal. And I felt like I could be an electrician myself by the time I was done with this project. At least I knew which tools he needed next. So we worked on this a lot together in the early months of 2024 and spent a lot of time together. So thank you so much, Dad, for helping make this studio what it is and helping me make all my dreams come true. Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you, Mom, for filming this video. Thank you to Jamil for helping make this studio happen. Thank you to my dad and Mike Penniman and lots of other people that helped contribute to this studio. This is where I spend most of my days, and I'm very happy in here. It's a very fun space. The brides love it. We all just have so much fun in here playing dress up all day, every day. And thank you all for coming on this tour with me. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for coming. Have fun at your wedding. All right, bye guys. I got some sewing to do. I'll get back to work. Oh, I forgot to show this. This is my plaque, my Sarah Kolis plaque. I was inspired by Christian Dior, my favorite designer of all time, Christian Dior himself, not just the brand, but at their atelier in Paris, they have a little plaque on his atelier, so I kind of wanted to mimic that. And then last thing, thank you, Cynthia Kolis, my mom, for filming this video and for doing all the amazing things that she does. There's a lot of elements about this studio that she played a really big part in for multiple reasons, but also she is my #1 person I go to if I have a design-related question. She's really amazing to bounce ideas off of. So thank you, Mom. I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart.
There she is. Hi, Mom.
Bye.
Hi and bye.
I'm leaving. I'm
Okay.
gonna go look for the deer.
I think we should go record a podcast episode.
Oh, I think so too.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Mother the Bride podcast episode. Stay tuned, guys. Look on the podcast, Dressing Up with Sarah Kolis. Okay, bye.
Bye.